All right, team. Today is Tuesday, August 7th, and this is our Welcome to the Team Zoom call. I like to do these weekly. So my name is Michelle Zito. I am your company vice president, and my job here is to cheer you on and to support you and to train you so that you have a super successful business here at Park Lane. So if we're not already friends on Facebook, I would love for you to friend me through the Shine On page, which I would imagine at this point your recruiter has added you to. I've been with Park Lane for about 4.5 years now, and I was with a different direct sales company for 14 years before that, so I bring you 18 plus years of direct sales experience. So hopefully you will find that to be helpful to your business. So I'm so thrilled to welcome you to our team. And as I was saying, I generally do this call weekly because it is super important that everyone who joins the team gets the same information. So it's also good for you to know this because when someone joins your team, and they will probably sooner rather than later, you'll know that they'll participate in this same call, and it's not like it's your job to train your very first recruit as soon as you join. So on tonight's call, we're going to focus on the Rich Rewards program, and this is our program that allows you to add free jewelry and supplies to your kit, as well as how to introduce your new business to your friends and family, including how to have a fun and successful launch party. So I hope you're ready to take notes. Although speaking of notes, I am going to share some words that work, some scripts that you can use as you reach out to your friends and family. But at the end of the call, I am going to show you on the screen share here where these words are located so that you can just refer back to these scripts anytime that you want. Okay, so Park Lane is so generous to us. They know that we always want to add more jewelry to our kits, but they don't want us spending all of our commission money on jewelry. So we get to take part in the Rich Rewards program, and this is the program that allows us to add free and discounted free jewelry and catalogs to our kits. And this is, of course, in addition to our weekly commission checks. At no time are we getting paid in jewelry. Okay, so let's jot down some numbers. First, I want you to write down 12 to 15 average orders. 12 to 15 average orders. Next, underneath that, I want you to write $1,000 in sales. $1,000 in sales. And then lastly, I would like you to write down $300 in commission. Okay, $300 in commission. So what do these numbers mean? When you collect 12 to 15 average orders for your launch show, and I know that you all know 12 to 15 people with an X, then you can expect about $1,000 worth of customer orders, which is going to earn you about $300 in commission. So a $300 commission check, does that sound good? All right. So again, Park Lane does not want us using all of that $300 commission to buy more jewelry. So that's why I want you to take advantage of our RRC, which stands for Rich Rewards Club program. Okay, so I'm going to show you where to find this brochure so that you know what all the levels are that are available to you. Okay, so once you sign into your Park Lane website, you're going to click the field interface, and then you're going to go here to downloads. Okay? Once you're on the downloads, you go to Rich Rewards Club brochure. Okay? So this brochure shows you the different levels of our Rich Rewards Club. So you can get one of these. One of these might have come in your kit, but you can always print this out and keep it handy, whatever you want to do. But here's level 1, $250 worth of free jewelry. So to do this, to earn this, you just need to submit $1,000 in sales in the first 2 commission dates of any calendar month, and you get to pick out $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. So when it says the first 2 commission dates of a calendar month, what you keep in mind is that Park Lane's pay weeks go Thursday to Wednesday. So Wednesday is the end of every single week. So whatever the last Wednesday is of the month is the last day of the month. So if you look at the month of August, because the last Wednesday in July was the 25th, in Park Lane World, August began on July 26th, and the first week of August ended August 1st, which is weird. But then the second week of August began on August 2nd and ends on August 8th, which is tomorrow. So for this month, this level ends tomorrow. Anybody, and this is all of us, not just when you're new, when you submit $1,000 in sales, you get to pick out $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. So it's always smart to make sure that you have business in the first 2 weeks of the month, so that every month you're starting out picking out $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. Now, level 2, submit personal sales of $1,500 in the whole month. Every remaining level, you get the whole month to do. Add it on to whatever you did in the beginning of the month. So when you sell $1,500, then you get buy one, get one free catalog. So if you buy 20, you actually get 40 in the mail. If you buy 30, you'll actually get 60. So the minimum number is 20 that you can order, but you will receive double that amount. So that is fabulous. Level 3 is your free designer jewelry. When you submit $2,500, now again, we're always adding on to what we already sold. So once you do the $1,500, we're talking about another $1,000 processed in the month, and you'll receive that month's ensemble of the month. So it might be a necklace and earrings, it could be a bracelet and earrings, it could be just a necklace. You know, there's all different price points that they do with this, and it shows up to your house absolutely free. No tax, no shipping, just one day. One of the famous Park Lane white boxes shows up in your mailbox, and it's like the greatest day ever. Okay? Level 4 is with $4,000 in sales in a month, then you get to pick out another $300 in jewelry. Now remember, you picked out, if some of those sales were in those first 2 weeks, you picked out $250. Then you got ensemble of the month. Now you're picking out another $300. These are all cumulative. Okay, nothing is replacing the level before. The levels that you're picking out, you know, $250 or $300, all you pay on that is sales tax if your state has sales tax, and $650 shipping. All right, and then the next level is level 5. When you sponsor 2 recruits who start in that month that go on to qualify with $1,000 in sales, you get to pick out $300 more jewelry. So if you start someone at the end of the month with some of their sales, like let's say they do their $600 launch the last day of the month, they still get the remaining time in the following month to qualify, and then your rich rewards will show up. So they don't have to qualify by the end of the month. They just have to qualify in their 5 weeks. Level 6, when you have 4 recruits who start within the month, then you get $300 in additional jewelry. So that was $300. 300 is $600. 900 ensemble of the month, catalogs, and another $250. That's $1,150 in jewelry that you pick. The ensemble of the month is usually worth at least another $100 plus the value of your catalogs. You're talking about upwards of $1,500 in rewards every single month that's available to you. Will you earn every level every month? Probably not, although if you do, you'll be our new favorite team member. But this really is a fantastic program that you will absolutely love participating in because it's just so much fun to get all this extra jewelry and stuff. Okay, so moving on. Having a successful launch party that your leader is likely to be doing with you, depending on geography, is important to starting your business off strong and making sure that you're going to have business to go on past your family and friends. So there are 3 steps to making your launch successful. Number 1, to have 2 launch shows, to over-invite and to invite everyone. That's step 1. Step 2 is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say. And step 3 is to fill your calendar with shows so that you can earn all of your rich rewards while getting so much great practice in your show. Okay, so let's go over the levels, the steps. Step 1, have 2 launch shows, over-invite and invite everyone. So I do recommend scheduling 2 launch parties, one with your leader, if geography allows, and then one without her. Why, you may say? Because when you invite people for Friday and they're like, oh man, I wish I could, but I have a school function with Michael, blah, blah, blah. You can then say, oh, no problem. I'm also having a brunch on Sunday. I would love for you to come to that one. So usually a third of who you invite are going to be able to come. So if you invite 30 people, you can expect that you'll have 7 to 10 guests there. And that is a great start, but I say take advantage of the fact that someone is probably doing that launch with you. Your recruiter, your leader, someone is there helping you. You have some sort of expert there. So get as many people in front of that person as possible so that she can share with you the word. You can listen to the way she talks to your guests. You can watch her take orders. And then you will get such a great experience out of it. So that will, also by doing the 2 shows, it doubles the amount of people that you're going to see for your launch and likely double the amount of orders that you're going to have for your launch. So as you're thinking about this, diversify your list and please don't prejudge the guest list. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm not inviting her, she doesn't have enough money to spend, invite her anyway. No one's pressuring to buy, and maybe she'll book a show. Maybe she's going to want to join your team. Okay, if you think, oh, she's too busy to come, I want you to invite them anyway because they're overworked. Maybe they can use a night out. And always the busiest people get the most done anyway. Don't forget to invite your neighbors. Do you ever look out your window and see all the cars and you're like, hey, I think Susan's having people over. Guess I wasn't invited. Okay, so don't be that neighbor. Okay, invite all the neighbors because she's going to see that you have it anyway. And on that note, let me just tell you a quick little aside story. So when I was having my launch, it was in January, and at the bus stop, a single-digit number of days before, I ran into a mom that I hardly ever see, one of my neighbors. And I asked her if she wanted to come, and she said, okay, let me let you know, which I figured meant, she's not coming. The day before, she said, hey, Michelle, I would love to come to your party. And is it okay if I bring my aunt and my sister? And I was like, of course, that's amazing. So super excited that a neighbor that I don't see or hang out with was coming, and she was bringing 2 brand new people. Well, don't you know that all 3 of them placed orders at my launch? She actually thanked me for inviting her to my launch at the next day when I saw her because she said, I have all this jewelry that my husband gave me over the years and that I've picked up and I hardly ever wear it. I learned so many great tips last night on how to wear all my jewelry. So that was amazing. But her sister, the reason she brought her sister is because her sister loves jewelry. I want you to know that this girl, the sister, has spent thousands of dollars in jewelry with me. She has attended a Scott event. She's come to my VIP stuff. She has come to, she buys on VIP events. You name it, she's attended, bought it. She bought $200 worth of jewelry right before we left for convention. So very often the bring a friend person is the best guest in the room because when people say, oh, bring a friend, they think okay, who do I know who loves jewelry? And that's who they bring. So you're talking about somebody that, you know, is coming just because they love jewelry, not because they owe you a favor, because you did a Tastefully Simple party for them, because you're going to get caught that you, of course, you're home, your car's in the driveway. These are jewelry lovers. You want to encourage the bring a friend all the time. How are you, Belinda? I see you're on mute. That's okay.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I just, you know what, I've been sleeping the whole day because we drove back and we got home today.
Okay,
And
good.
I'm exhausted.
All right.
But
Well, I'm glad you jumped on. I'm glad you jumped on. So invite everybody and let them decide if they want to come or not. You know, can you invite your out-of-state and out-of-town friends and family? Of course. They may not take a road trip to come, but they certainly can place an order, and that's going to help you with the hostess benefits part of your launch party. So that is part one, okay, step one. Let me ask you this. Raise your hand if you received a 5% raise at your job this month. Did anyone get a 5% raise at their normal job? That's probably a no, because nobody on earth gets a 5% raise in a normal job that I'm aware of. However, would you like a 5% raise from Park Lane if you're brand new? Because when one person joins you in this business, and, you know, joining with a friend is actually the most exciting way that you can get started, far more fun than starting alone, then you get a 5% raise. So go ahead and jot this down, because when you do $1,000 in sales in a calendar month, and your team member sells 1,000 in their first 5 weeks, that means that you're getting a raise and a promotion. So your leader is going to help that new team member to be trained. They're going to come on this same call. She's going to do the same kind of launch that she's doing for you. You are not responsible to train a new person. You're only responsible to say, hey, I love my new business. I think you would like it too. Why don't you give it a try with me? That's all. So you will then receive a 5% raise on your personal sales and the new title of branch director. And get this, if she quits and you never recruit, even if you never recruited anybody else, you would never lose that raise. That title and that 5% raise on your personal sales is yours to keep forever and ever. And that is super unique to Park Lane. So let's put this 5% raise into perspective. If you had a jewelry show that closed tonight at $600, at 30%, you would have made $180. Now, that's great commission, but if you had that one team member, you would have earned $210 on that same party. So would you rather earn $210 than $180? Because think about that, times 4 shows in the month, you're talking about making over $100 more. So people are naturally going to ask you about the business side of Park Lane. So when responding, you can just be confident, but you can be honest. You know, you just say, you know, I may not know exactly what I'm doing right now, but I am having fun wearing the jewelry. I get a ton of compliments on it. We actually could do this together if you want. Would it be okay if I gave my friends, Elizabeth, doing a team call. Would it be okay if I had my friend and then fill in your recruiter's name? So would it be okay if I had my friend Michelle give you a call to answer your questions? She's the person who answers all my questions. So would it be okay if my friend Summer gave you a call? Would it be okay if my friend Belinda gave you a call? Would love to just do a quick 3-way call with you and she could answer your questions. So anytime you run into somebody or you have this happen to you, all you have to do is text your leader and say, hey, my friend Susan wants to speak to you. This is her number. She's really, she's usually good to call by day. You know, find out the time that's good. This will make you your leader's favorite new team member, because that means that you're trying to build and we want to help you. That is our job. So don't ever feel like you're bothering us. Oh my gosh, I'm asking her to call somebody again. No, that's what we want to do. That's like a big part of our job. So please let us help you do that. Okay, so that's step 1, how to do 2 launch parties, to invite everyone, and we also threw in the thing about the raise. So let's go to step 2, invite using multiple methods and to know what to say. Okay? So the most successful new team members invite using lots of different methods. They phone call. They send individual texts out. They send individual private Facebook messages. They may even email. They may set up a Facebook event. They may mail hand invitations and hand out invitations. But I can tell you this, what will not make you a great launch is just sending one big mass email. Group texting or group Facebook messaging, or depending only on a Facebook event. All of those would be the death of your party, because nobody wants to be involved in the circle of hell that's known as a group text. People don't always see Facebook events, and nobody is checking their email. So if you're depending on any one of those, you're going to be disappointed when the show comes. So please make sure that whatever methods you choose several, and that you're not ever group texting everybody. Okay, so what do you say when you're inviting? It might sound like, hey, Sue, I'm so excited. And then she's going to ask you why. I'm starting my own business with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? She's either going to say yes or no, right? If she says no, you can say we have beautiful, versatile jewelry in every style and price range, and it's actually all guaranteed. I'm launching my business this Saturday night, and I would love for you to be here and give me your opinions on the jewelry. Are you free that night to join us? Just get their RSVP right away. People usually know what they're doing in the next week or so. So if she says yes, then you can just say, oh, great. Thank you so much for your support. I'm going to text you an official invitation so that you can send that to a friend. I would love if you could bring a jewelry-loving friend with you. So again, get outside the circle. The sooner you are outside of your friends and family, the better your business will go. So getting friends, getting people that you are inviting to bring a friend is another way to do that. Now, if she says no, you can say, oh man, I'm sorry that you can't be here. Now, part of my new job is to show the jewelry and get opinions on it. I would love what you think of the piece. I would love to hear what you think of the pieces that came in my kit. Are you free for me to just come over one day next week and we can meet at Dunkin' Donuts and I'll treat you to a drink? That's it. See if they'll just do a one-on-one with you. Anybody who's not coming to you, you want to go to them. Okay? So step 3, fill your calendar with the number of parties that you want to do. But I do encourage you to shoot for the 10 in the first 10 weeks, so that you're doing at least one a week consistently throughout the beginning. Because remember when you learned how to ride a bike? If you learned how to ride your bike and then didn't get back on the bike for another 2 weeks, it would be like starting to learn how to ride the bike all over again. Because what makes you good at riding the bike is practicing it again and again and again and again. When you do your launch party and then it's 2 weeks until the next show, and then you do that show and then it's another 2 weeks until the next show, you always feel like you're new and you never remember the improvement that you wanted to make. Or next show, I can't believe I didn't, I forgot to say such and such. You're going to forget again if it's 2 weeks before you get to say those words again. Okay, so let's go back to the list that you're going to make for the invite for your launch party. And you can use the Frank's list. You can use the list in the Getting Started brochure, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But think about who you can ask to have a Park Lane show. Because best case scenario is you are booking shows and inviting people to your launch at the same time. So if you know your sister will definitely book a show with you, book her show for the week after your show so that you have that ready to go. And that when you do your launch party, the people who book from that are likely to book further out from there. So then in that case, you're saying, hi, Sue, it's Michelle. I couldn't wait to call you. I'm so excited. I'm a new stylist with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? And then, again, the yes or no. We have beautiful and versatile jewelry, every style and price point, and everything's guaranteed. So I'm actually looking for 2 fun people to help me start my business just having a couple of friends over to play with the jewelry and just give your opinion on the pieces that came in my kit. I need one large gathering and one little gathering. Would you be able to have either the large or the little? And let her pick, because she's going to say either yes to the little or the large, and you can say, thank you so much. Would you prefer a weekend or a weekday? And then if she says weekday, okay, I have Tuesday the 17th and Thursday the 25th. Which is better for you? Always do 2 choices, 2 choices, 2 choices. So you might start with, do you want a day show or an evening show? Oh, I guess I could do it by day. Okay, weekend day or weekday day? And then she says, oh, I could have it during the day while the kids are in camp. All right, I have Tuesday the 7th and Tuesday the 14th. Which is better? That's how you get people written into your calendar. When you just say, okay, when do you want to have it? And they're like, that's just too overwhelming of a choice. The reason why many people say no is because they're just too overwhelmed with making a decision. When you help them make the decision, then they land on your calendar. Imagine the dentist office, attempted to book their people the way we think we can book shows. Well, I guess I'll come sometime in August. Well, when would you like to come? That's not what the dentist office says. They tell you we have Tuesday the 14th at 3 o'clock, and we have Tuesday the 19th Tuesday the 21st at 8 o'clock. What's better? That's it. They just tell you the next available. And that's what you want to do as well. If they say no to everything, to either one, please do not take it personally. You can just say, I would still love your opinions on the jewelry. I'm launching my business on Saturday the 10th, and I would love to get your opinion and have you here when I launch my business. So she's saying no to hosting, but maybe she'll just come to your show. And then if she says yes, you're going to say, great, I'll text you an official invite. That way you can send that to a friend, and maybe you can bring someone with you. If they say no, then you ask for the personal appointment, right? Because if they say no to coming, we offer to come to them. So then say, she says she can't come, oh, man, I'm so sorry. We'll definitely miss you. Part of my new job is to show the jewelry and get opinions from all of my friends. And plus, I would love to know what pieces you think I should take to my shows. Would it be okay if I came over one day next week and showed you the pieces? Or we can even meet at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and then get the answer to that. Usually, if they say no to hosting, no to coming to your show, they'll at least say yes to doing a one-on-one with you. Now, are there going to be people that say no to everything? Yes, there is. You've said no to people, I've said no to people, and you know who heard no from 27 different publishers before he was able to get his first book published? Dr. Seuss. So imagine Dr. Seuss gave up after the 26th no. No, go dog go, no all the places you'll go, because he would have given up before he heard a yes. So the best advice I can give you, especially to those of you that are new, please do not take no personally. It doesn't mean the person doesn't love you. We just don't know what they have going on. So sometimes what it feels like is, no, Summer, you're so annoying. I would never want to have you over my house. Please don't ever call this house again, you pain in the neck. That's what sometimes it feels like, especially if you've never been in sales before or you've never, needed to do something like this. It can feel like that. But chances are, it might just mean, no, I can't do August, but I can do September. It might mean, no, I'm finishing my last semester of school right now. Could we possibly do it in November? Whatever it is, no usually means no, not right now, and not no, not ever. And no, not ever is also okay. It's just not for them. They're saying no to the service that you're offering, not to you and your entire internal personality. Okay? Excited new team members will often say, oh, can I start collecting orders now? Can I book other shows now? Yes, absolutely. Remember, when you collect 10 orders onto your launch party, you're going to get double host credit. Just because you're doing the show doesn't mean you're not getting the hostess benefits. So please keep in mind that when you start collecting orders before your launch, that means that you're getting closer to your 10 orders, which will mean $400 in jewelry credit, and that's jewelry that you're adding to your kit. So let me show you where I was getting those words. So also in the downloads here on the field interface, you'll see where it says, Getting Started, A Guide to Your Success. So this is the Getting Started brochure. And this is a wonderful booklet to look over at your leisure, because this is a great overview with suggestions of the types of shows you can offer, reminding you that we do have fundraising. And then here's a blank calendar for you to get started. So you would put a 1 here if you were going to make this an August calendar, a 1, and then continue on for the month. When you do your shows, you do want to be showing a paper calendar to guests to pick show dates from. You can keep your calendar in your phone all you want, but people can't book a show out of your phone. So that's where it's good to get used to start writing things down. If your leader has an event sometime in August that is launching the new catalog, mark that down, start inviting guests. If you have your cousin's bridal shower right here, you cross this out and write, and that's a date that you're not working. The beauty of direct sales is that you can make your schedule. So you need to take control of that calendar right away by filling in the dates you cannot work, and then fill every other day you can with a show. When you're making your list, this should help you think of guests. Now, I want you to think beyond. So in other words, friends and neighbors. This just doesn't mean who are your neighbors right now. Who were the neighbors at the last place you lived? Who are your parents' neighbors from the house that you grew up in? Who are the neighbors of your friend that always invites you to the block party and you see the same people year after year? Okay, your relatives. Think of your relatives, but also your in-laws and their relatives. And, you want to expand this net, cast this net far and wide. Co-workers, not just this job, other jobs. Clubs and organizations you belong to, clubs and organizations that your kids belong to, business contacts, church and out-of-towners. When you actually print this out and write names on this list, you'll be surprised how many people you would not have thought of. And this is true for those that want to just get bookings outside, anytime you want to get extra shows booked, you will find that you working on this list will be super helpful. So here are versions of the words that I shared with you. So I said something similar to this on tonight's call. Now, anytime it says fashion director, I would say stylist, because that's just a word that people understand what it is. So I would say I'm a stylist with Park Lane. But see how they're giving you suggestions for what to say if they can come, what to say if they can't come, how to announce your business, how to have shows, how to ask for the referrals. So all of this will help you get started. So I would highly recommend taking a look at this booklet when you can. And then finally, what I would direct you to is here in the field interface. See where it says here, Park Lane 101? This is where all new people get started. So you're going to click here. And this is the training for each area of your business. So when you click here, My Steps to Success, the Steps to Success booklet, which actually is what I was just showing you. So I really shouldn't have clicked that. Actually, no, this is the Steps to Success booklet that comes in your kit. So this actually is a great thing to go over with your leader. Here's the recap of the rich rewards that I did for you on this call. The sale, the hostess rewards, all of this is helping you to get started. So that's helpful. when you click into, did I click this before I started? No, that's not what I wanted to click. Hold on. Your Parklane 101 tracker. Everybody's print this out so that you can, again, work on this with your leader. Did you do your calendar? When is my kit orientation? When is our next team meeting? When are my shows? And then this helps you keep track of that you did each thing in the online training, which is the Parklane 101. Each section of the Parklane 101, you know, there's a whole section here on how to do your first show. So there's all kinds of cute little videos here that are helpful for doing that show. And then there's videos that are helpful on how to work with your hostess. So at your leisure, this is just ready for you. So you can come in here and click and learn anytime you're ready. Commuting on the train, hanging out in the yard with the kids, just pop in your earbuds and train whenever you want. This is like Netflix for starting your Parklane business. So does anyone have a question on anything that we talked about so far? I'm actually going to stop the recording before I do the Q&A, but for those that will watch the playback, thank you so much for watching the playback. And I am going to stop the recording now to do Q&A with those that are on live. All right, hold on one second.